At the beginning of the 1st century A.D., something strange was happening in the Roman Empire. A young ruler came to power. People loved him. The army supported him. The Senate accepted him. But within months, everything changed. The new emperor began to act as if he was not a man, but a god. He demanded worship. He ordered statues of himself to be placed in temples. Anyone who refused was executed. His name was Caligula, and in just 4 years he turned Rome into a place ruled by fear. Rumors spread across the city. They said the emperor hated people so much that he wanted to make his horse a senator. It sounds absurd, but the real question is not whether it happened. The question is why people believed it, and what really happened to the man who became a symbol of absolute power gone wrong. Caligula was not his real name. He was born as Gaius Julius Caesar Germanicus. The nickname Caligula means little boots. He got it as a child while living in military camps with his father. When Tiberius died, Caligula became the new ruler. At first, everything went perfectly. He canceled harsh laws. He freed political prisoners. He organized games and celebrations. People were happy. The Senate was satisfied. It felt like the beginning of a new golden age. But only a few months later, something changed. Ancient sources describe a serious illness. After recovering, Caligula seemed like a different person. He became unpredictable, cruel, dangerous. He began ordering executions without clear reasons. He humiliated senators in public. Sometimes he invited people to dinner, only to have them killed the next day. No one felt safe anymore. Rome was no longer a stable empire. It became a stage of fear and uncertainty. One of the most famous stories is about his horse, Incitatus. According to ancient writers, Caligula built a marble stable for him. He fed him from golden dishes, and he supposedly planned to make him a senator. Modern historians doubt this story, but it still matters because it shows how Caligula treated power. He mocked the political elite. He showed them that their status meant nothing, that even an animal could replace them. This was not just madness. It was a demonstration of absolute control. There are several explanations for his behavior. One is medical. His illness may have affected his brain. Another is political. He may have used fear as a tool to control the elite and prevent conspiracies. And then there is a deeper explanation: the system itself. In the Roman Empire, the emperor had almost unlimited power. No real checks, no real limits. Caligula may not have been simply insane. He may have been what happens when a person is given total power without restraint. Fear became the main tool of control. People obeyed not because they believed in him, but because they were afraid. Anyone could become a victim. Any word could be dangerous. In this kind of environment, stories grow darker. Rumors spread quickly. People talked about madness, cruelty, and perversion. But it becomes impossible to separate truth from exaggeration, because fear distorts reality. After his death, Caligula's image was shaped by historians like Suetonius. Their works were not completely neutral. They had a purpose: to show that the bad ruler was gone and order had been restored. This is how the image of the mad tyrant was created. Over time, this image became stronger. It entered literature, theater, and later, film. Caligula became more than a historical figure. He became a symbol. If vampires represent fear of death and desire, Caligula represents fear of power. He shows what happens when a person stands above all rules. Like a monster, he exists outside normal limits. He does not answer to anyone. He creates his own reality. The difference is simple. Vampires are fictional. Caligula was real, and that makes his story more disturbing. Caligula's rule ended suddenly. In the year 41 AD, he was assassinated. The conspiracy came from within his own circle. People who were tired of living in fear. His death was quick, but the impact of his rule remained. Rome moved on, but his name stayed. The story of Caligula survived for 2,000 years for a reason. It forces us to ask important questions. What happens when power has no limits? How does a person change when no one can stop them? Why are people still fascinated by figures like him? Because it allows us to face a dangerous idea from a safe distance. The idea that the real monster is not something supernatural. It is human. Caligula is not just a story about one ruler. He is a warning. A reminder that the most dangerous power is the one that goes unchecked. And that history does not create monsters. It reveals them.